Breaking news now at 11. The historic presidential debate here in Atlanta just wrapped up. We're live tonight from the spin room to walk you through the key moments tonight.
And new answers right now at 11 on what presidential promises made tonight mean for you. We are fact-checking both candidates.
Widespread team coverage across Atlanta and expert analysis on a huge night for our city.
Atlanta News First starts now with breaking news.
We are following breaking news at 11. A historic debate full of sharp accusations and promises for the future of America now concluded. I'm Sean Gables.
And I'm Alan Devlin. The 90-minute debate just wrapped up. No audience, no notes allowed. President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump battled over the vision for our country's economy, border, and safety, and a few personal shots along the way.
Atlanta News First anchor Blair Miller, he joins us live from the debate press area. And Blair, we've been scouring social media. Reaction has been swift to the optics of President Biden's raspy voice, his train of thought. He appeared to lose focus several times. Biden is 81, Trump is 78. What we saw tonight, did it solidify the perception that either of these candidates can do this job for 4 years?
Well, Sean, and that is the question many people will be asking tonight in this room, but also over the next couple of days. Now the spin begins from both sides on who was more effective, who was more commanding, and who rose to the occasion. But there are plenty of people in this room here behind me. I want to show you what's happening right here behind me, because you have Senator Raphael Warnock, who's talking to maybe 100 members of the media right now, giving his spin on what he heard and saw tonight. And you have that happening all across this room right now. You have U.S. senators here, members of the Trump family saying their candidate won, but they're also taking shots at the other side. I spoke with U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham from South Carolina, asked him what he thought, and he said this was nerve-wracking tonight. They tackled the issues, the candidates did, but there was a clear divide between these two men tonight on the issues, but also the optics, like you referred to, Sean. One of the biggest issues was the economy, obviously, but they also sparred over abortion. That is a key issue to all this. And right now, we have more breaking news on this because President Joe Biden, I understand, is now arriving to one of these parties.
Yeah, he sure is. We just got this video feed. We're going to listen in. I believe right now he's in downtown Atlanta at the Hyatt Regency Hotel just minutes after walking off that debate stage.
This is where a watch party that was full of Democratic supporters that were being held there. Let's listen in.
Look, folks, you know, I shouldn't say this, but my brother always uses lines from movies. There's a famous movie by John Wayne, and he's working for the Northern military, trying to get the Apaches back to the reservation and relying like hell dog.
We are listening to President Biden as he thanks his supporters for supporting him during his debate performance tonight. But let's go back to Blair Miller. You're in the spin room, and there is spin on what will be tomorrow sound bites that come from this debate that will air on morning TV. You've got polls that will be released. Everyone has an opinion at this point.
Yeah, and Sean, I think a lot of people are going to have some opinions on that split screen we saw throughout this debate tonight, and many people wondering what these new polls will look like after this debate that happened here tonight. I'm joined by our political analyst, Dr. Ben Taylor. You and I watched this debate here together, and we watched this unfold. We talk about that split screen. So, in your opinion, who won, and what will people be talking about in the morning?
Well, I think in general, on optics, I think the Trump campaign is going to feel like they got the better of the night. But on substance, I think both campaigns made the points they wanted to make, and it will all be up to how the American people receive those messages.
How quickly will all that unfold here?
Well, it usually takes about 24 to 48 hours, particularly with media coverage and social media reaction as well will be part of it. So I would expect to see something within the next 48 hours to polling data in about a week.
All right, Dr. Ben Taylor, I know you've been with us all day long watching this unfold before, during, and after, and certainly it'll be something to size up over the next couple of weeks and months. Thanks so much for being here with us tonight, Dr. Ben Taylor. And so now we're going to go to Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon, who's also here in the debate press room back there on the floor at the Georgia Tech campus near CNN where this debate took place. So, Doug, some highly impactful issues debated over on that stage tonight.
Yeah, Blair, and I think everyone kind of stuck to their script, right? Former President Trump kind of attacked Biden for his age, his cognition, his record as president over the last 4 years, especially on immigration and the economy. And in the meantime, Biden did exactly what he said he was going to do. He called Trump on a lot of his past controversies. His record as president, that's something we've never had in a debate before. Two men who have held that office going head-to-head. He called him out on January 6th, COVID, and, of course, his criminal conviction, some of which he is facing here in Georgia. There was so much to cover here as we look around the spin room at all the surrogates talking about that performance just minutes ago. But we really tried to boil it down to some of those key issues. Take a listen.
We got to take a look at what I was left when I became president, what Mr. Trump left me. We had an economy that was in free fall. The pandemic was so badly handled. Many people were dying. All he said was, it's not that serious. Just inject a little bleach into your arm.
We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We have never done so well. Everybody was amazed by it. Other countries were copying us. We got hit with COVID, and when we did, we spent the money necessary so we wouldn't end up in a Great Depression, the likes of which we had in 1929. First of all, the Supreme Court just approved the abortion bill, and I agree with their decision to have done that. And I will not block it. And everybody wanted to get it back to the states, everybody.
The idea that states are able to do this is a little like saying we're going to turn civil rights back to the states. Let each state have a different rule.
About January 6th. On January 6th, we had a great border. Nobody coming through, very few. On January 6th, we were energy independent. On January 6th, we had the lowest taxes ever. We had the lowest regulations ever. On January 6th, we were respected all over the world. All over the world, we were respected. And then he comes in, and we're now laughed at.
He didn't do a damn thing, and these people should be in jail, and they should be the ones who are being held accountable. And he wants to let them all out, and now he says if he loses again, such a whiner that he is, that there could be a bloodbath.
Yeah, one thing that did not happen tonight, we just talked to Dr. Ben Carson, also Congressman Byron Donalds, both potential picks for vice president. We thought that maybe former President Trump might announce that here on stage tonight. He did not end up doing that. Could it be something that he tucks in his back pocket to maybe change the narrative at some point over the next week or so? That could be a possibility as well. But guys, Blair, we're going to send it back to you now from the floor of the spin room.
Yeah, and that's certainly something to watch as well. Doug Reardon joining me here tonight. Thanks, Doug. Now, the majority of Americans were expected to see this debate tonight with watch parties all across Atlanta, in living rooms, restaurants, even bars. Atlanta News First reporter Madeline Montgomery is at the Democratic watch party at the Hyatt Regency in downtown Atlanta, where the president just showed up there. Madeline?
The president right now greeting a lot of his constituents. He is over in the corner just swarmed by folks who are so excited that he made an appearance here. It was a bit of a surprise for a lot of people, him and Dr. Jill Biden getting to the stage as the DJ was playing Beyonce to surprise them and greet them, thank them for their support over the years. Out here at the Regency tonight, we've seen a number of different people who were invited specifically to this party. It's people who have been volunteering with the campaign since the 2020 campaign trail. It's also people who represent here in Atlanta. We've seen members of the Carter family, so notable Democrats, and just a whole lot of folks who are really known throughout Georgia for really supporting President Joe Biden over the years, and so they wanted to show up and represent tonight, and so they're really tickled to see him tonight. And we had the chance to speak with a local state representative who believes that tonight how he showed up during the debate could help change the minds of some of the voters.
The successes that Biden has had that the public doesn't necessarily know about, he was able to explain those successes today. And so hopefully that will help those that are undecided, however few that may be, decide to go and vote for him in November.
President Biden is still greeting people who are out here right now. We're also told that Mayor Andre Dickens is going to show up here and say hello to people and make sure to encourage them to get out in November and vote for them. We're now reporting live at the Hyatt Regency in downtown Atlanta. I'm Madeline Montgomery, Atlanta News First.
And now to the Republican watch party tonight, which has been underway at Adventure Outdoors in Smyrna and Cobb County with Carly Barnett. And Carly, what did supporters think of former President Trump tonight and his performance during the debate?
Well, Blair, people have cleared out a bit tonight, but there were about 400 people here earlier, very engaged, a lot of applause going on tonight for former President Trump. And the people we spoke with say Trump was the clear winner in their minds. They say he touched on issues that we've heard from people throughout the night, things like the economy, like immigration and foreign policy. Josh McCoon, chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, said he was thrilled with how Trump performed. He talked about the highlights for him.
For me, him sort of taking Joe Biden to task and saying, this immigration crisis, all these other problems, why didn't anybody get fired? Why didn't you hold anybody accountable? And then again, reminding people relentlessly that all of these problems did not exist in his administration. We had economic dominance. We had respect around the world. We had a border that worked. So I thought he did a really good job of powerfully making the case why he should return to the White House.
Now, we also asked McCoon what he felt tonight's debate did for those undecided voters. He seems to think that this may have swayed a lot of people toward former President Donald Trump. Live in Smyrna tonight, Carly Barnett, Atlanta News First.
Carly, thanks so much. Certainly there's been an energy there, and the energy is now here right behind us as these surrogates and campaign aides start to put their spin on what we've all heard tonight, what we watched. And as you're looking here live right now on Atlanta News First, there's Senator Raphael Warnock talking with members of the media, and that is the scene playing out all across this floor with different lawmakers, family members of both candidates, talking about what they saw and heard here tonight. And now it's up to the voters to dissect what they heard and saw. Alan, Sean.
Earliest debate in history for our country when it comes to the election. There's a lot to dissect over the next couple of days. Blair, as always, thank you. So you can see the top moments from tonight's debate sent to your phone. Text the word debate to this number right here on your screen, 770-777-9623. You'll get a text back with reactions and insights on both candidates in Atlanta tonight.
First Alert meteorologist Patrick Peak is tracking a brand new First Alert weather day in the forecast. Patrick, this one could bring storms this weekend.
Yeah, more scattered rain and storms, much like what we saw today. This is all welcome news because we've been so dry, but we're going to also add in more heat and more humidity to the story on Sunday. Just giving you the heads up for any of your Sunday fun day plans. The boundary that brought those showers today continues to sag to the south and east. We're mainly dry this evening. We'll keep the chance of about an isolated sprinkle at 20% through the overnight. Still in the mid to upper 70s area wide, and I think we'll cool a little bit as we head through the next couple of hours. But that rain chance jumping back up as we head into the afternoon tomorrow. Some pop-up showers and storms likely as you're making your way home from work. I'll time those out for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Patrick, thank you. Atlanta taking the soccer world by storm. You might have got stuck in traffic by it today. Tonight's Copa America match giving the city a chance to prove itself. Atlanta News First Chief Investigative Reporter Brendan Keefe, he has been busy watching the debate along with the rest of us. And now that it's concluded, he's looking at some fact-checking of some of the comments.
Yeah, and there's a lot here to unpack here, Brendan Keefe. So break it down for us. They made a lot of claims tonight. Were all of them true?
Yeah, they're going to be studying this debate for years, if not decades. Donald Trump claimed he never called dead U.S. troops suckers and losers at a military graveyard. The fact is, Trump's own chief of staff said on the record that he heard the former president say that. Of course, we only can quote him. President Biden claimed no U.S. troops had died during his presidency. Fact. At least 16 U.S. troops have died overseas while Biden has been president, including 3 U.S. servicemen from Georgia who were killed in Jordan earlier this year. Also, former President Trump claimed that some Democratic states actually allow executing babies after birth. Fact. No state in the United States allows post-birth abortions or infanticide after a baby is delivered, as CBS News just explained. President Biden claimed black unemployment is at the lowest it's been in a long time during his presidency. Fact, unemployment among black Americans hit a record low last year at 4.8%, but that jumped to 6.1% in May, higher than in 8 months of Trump's presidency. Guys?
major event tonight involved the world's most popular sport, soccer at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The U.S. men's national team played Panama in the Copa America tournament.
You could probably hear the fans were loud. Atlanta News First Blake Devine joins us live outside of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Blake, this was a tough loss for Team USA, but tonight was about a lot more than just this game.
Sean and Alan, a disappointing defeat for the Americans tonight, falling 2-1 to Panama right here in front of a huge home crowd in Atlanta. But whether you were rooting for Panama or Team USA, fans fully embraced the atmosphere and energy surrounding soccer.
USA! USA! USA!
It felt like the 4th of July outside Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Back to ball again! It's in!
With the U.S. men's national team in town taking on Panama in the Copa America.
I'm literally so excited. Like, once in a lifetime opportunity, like I said, and when we play in the World Cup here too, I know the Ben's got a few games, so I'm hoping it's just great to see us in any big competition.
The venue was packed with patriotic people sporting red, white, and blue.
In America, you know, soccer's not necessarily the most popular sport. Just, you know, seeing everyone show out and knowing that, you know, there are tons of soccer fans here, it's just awesome.
We even spotted a fair share of Panama supporters.
We're just very fully Panamanian, so it's just going to be a whole lot of happiness.
Camille Cordo is an Atlanta native who was born in Panama.
There's not many people Panamanian here. There's not a lot of Panamanians here in Atlanta especially, so it's just an exciting thing to do and live.
USA! USA! Yeah, baby, we got this!
Ivan Gutierrez and his family drove all the way from El Paso, Texas, making many memories, including a detour in Dallas on Sunday to watch the Americans beat Bolivia 2-0.
They're growing, they're going to leave the nest, so we got to create more memories and take lots of pictures.
Oh, he had a great jump. Even though the Americans came up short on the pitch tonight, suffering a 2-1 defeat, he's still impressed with the strong sense of nationalism.
There's been more fans for the U.S., and we've seen it grow and grow and grow. Back years ago, it was kind of slow. Right now, we've just seen it grow. I mean, there's a bunch of fans everywhere.
USA will try to pick up the pieces against Uruguay on Monday in their final group stage game. As for Atlanta, this once again offered a glimpse of what 2026 could look like, as this venue will host 8 FIFA World Cup games. Reporting live outside Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
So we had a little wash down today, a nice break from all that heat. Some of you guys may have missed the heat. I'm glad the rain came, and also we needed it, right?
Absolutely. We were at 100 degrees yesterday, so the rain to clouds helped us out a little bit. We were nearly 10 degrees cooler across the area, so while the rain and the storms may have slowed you down a little bit, they serve a purpose. And that summertime pattern is going to continue as we head through the next couple of days, specifically watching the afternoon hours, because that's where we'll see our best chance of seeing some of these showers and storms fire up. Sunday is our next first alert weather day, because that's the day that we think the coverage is going to be the widest. It's going to be the most impactful, and then we have to deal with the heat and humidity, so that'll be a part of the story as well. Still very warm out there, mid to upper 70s across most of the area, and I expect us to be in the low 70s for the start of the morning, so the AC going to be working overtime as we head through the next couple of days. Probably want the umbrella in the back seat of the car as we head into the weekend. Dry for the start of the morning, low 70s, partly cloudy. We'll warm up as we head into the afternoon. We'll get just enough sunshine to get us to the mid 80s, and then you'll start to see those showers and thunderstorms firing up. The coverage not quite as widespread as what we had today, but definitely could slow you down a little bit on the roadways. Remember, if you have that first alert weather app, it'll tell you where those storms are firing up. Lightning 2 miles from you, you'll get that alert. We trend a little bit drier through the overnight, but we'll do it all over again on Saturday. And we'll see more clouds around for the start of the morning. It'll be warmer as you get out, so if you're maybe going for an early morning run, you will notice it's more muggy to start the day. We'll get into the 90s quickly already at lunchtime, but you can see the energy starting to bubble out from Alabama all the way through areas along and south of I-20. Showers and thunderstorms will be likely through the afternoon and into the evening. After sunset, they'll gradually start to taper off. It'll still be very warm through the overnight. Our next First Alert weather day on Sunday, more coverage of these showers and storms. I think you're good as you head out of the door for church Sunday morning, but if you have brunch and you're thinking about doing other activities throughout the afternoon, scattered showers and thunderstorms will be widespread, and then we'll have to deal with the humidity as well. Those feel-like temperatures will be in the triple digits, so it's going to be very, very soupy out there throughout the afternoon. As far as rainfall totals are concerned, we're talking about widespread, a quarter inch to a half inch, but there will be some training. Some of these storms are typically squatters. They hang out in one location for a little bit. So we'll see some isolated locations get a little bit more than a half inch. Meanwhile, the unsettled pattern doesn't stop through the weekend. Afternoon showers and thunderstorms will be a part of this conversation well into next week. Our heat wave continues as temperatures continue to hang out in the mid-90s through the weekend. Meanwhile, the 3-degree guarantee continues to be intact. The forecast for tomorrow is 91. We get within 3 degrees. That'll continue our 100% streak for the month of June. Also take the total to $1,000 for Aid Atlanta. And we're keeping an eye on the tropics. Been monitoring this area of low pressure that's moving through the Caribbean. It's starting to move into a more favorable area, so a 30% chance that we could get some development. But the system to the east of it looking a little bit more energetic. We're watching this one, a little bit more organization. It's actually starting to rotate. We fully expect to see a tropical depression or a tropical storm by this weekend.
The U.S. men's national team taking on Panama at the bench for a Copa matchup. How did the team fare against Panama? We'll tell you next. Copa America continues on after the United States beat Bolivia 2-0 in their first match. The team took over the bends to face Panama. This game was insane. Tim Way was red carded early on, forcing the team to play down a player almost the entire game. 22 fouls in total, 18 from Panama. Team USA jumped out early. Florian Balogun gets this one to go in the 22nd minute. The U.S. goes up 1-0, but that was not for long because this game got crazy. Panama was feisty and strikes back. 26 minutes, Caesar Blackman with the nice move, and he knocks this one in. 1-1 match at that point. 83rd minute, more Panama. Jose Fajardo gets the pass and knocks it in to give the team the lead for good. The U.S. falls, and there's a lot on the line when they play Uruguay on Monday. The Braves with an afternoon makeup matchup with the White Sox after a doubleheader on Wednesday. This one was a pitcher's battle. First inning, Chris Sale with his only mistake of the day. That is not the highlights. That is Elton John. Nonetheless, we can tell you the highlights. 1-0 was a home run solo. That was pretty much it, but it was one of Chris Sale's best outing. He went 7 innings, struck out 11 batters, and didn't allow any more runs. But the Braves' bats went cold. They lose 1-0, and they will host the Pirates this weekend. Also worth discussing, after picking Zachary Rizzo-Shea with the first pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Hawks were not done making moves. The team dealt A.J. Griffin to the Rockets for the 44th pick in the second round. But at 43, the Miami Heat picked up forward Nikola Juricic and traded him to Atlanta. And that was in return for the 44th pick. We'll get to hear from both of them tomorrow in their press conference at 11. That does it for sports. We're back.
Summertime pattern in full effect. The heat, the humidity, and the afternoon thunderstorms dominate the forecast. Big coverage day for that on Sunday. Sunday is your next First Alert.
Patrick, thank you. Just announced proceeds from the sale of Elton John's legendary wardrobe will benefit an AIDS research foundation. He's selling it from his Atlanta home. The superstar says he hopes it will inspire others to express themselves while also helping people through the disease.
And right now, how about another live look here in this spin room tonight? As we know, a lot of our Atlanta News First team members are in there. The presidential debate just wrapped up between former President Donald Trump and current President Joe Biden. Sean, we've broken down a lot of the analysis, and there's much more to come in the coming days. You can see the top moments from tonight's debate sent right to your phone. Text the word debate to the number 470-777 WANF. We'll get a text back with reactions and insights from both candidates in Atlanta tonight. Thank you for making Atlanta News First your choice for news right here at 11.
Remember, we are always available. We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you join the morning show starting bright and early at 4:30 a.m.